All right, it looks like I am live. Thank you so much for joining me. If you don't know me, my name is Tammy Morrison, and I am a spiritual teacher, mentor, and a psychic medium. I'm also here to speak my truth, and today I'm sharing on divorce and breakup recovery. And you might wonder why I got this topic, but I was speaking with a friend on last night, and we were speaking about breakup because he was involved in the breakup. And so I was sharing some things that I did to help myself to get over that, and so I thought I would come on here and talk to you guys about that on Thursday's Healing Chat. So if you are live on Facebook, you are live on YouTube, welcome, welcome. If you are live on Instagram, thank you so much for joining. So if you are live on YouTube, make sure that you smash that subscribe button so that you can get notified when I come on with new content. And if you're on Facebook, go to my YouTube channel and smash that subscribe button whenever whenever you have opportunity. So that's my PSA right now. But I wanted to share because I actually got divorced after 20 years from my ex. And so one of the things we were talking about was I said that one thing that I did, now, I'm sharing my experiences so you can do what you want. But what I did was I knew that after 20 years, I needed to recover and I needed to heal and I needed to just learn about me. Because a lot of times when you are in relationships, a lot of times we give so much to the other person, we give so much to the relationship that we have to take time to understand and know who we are and what it is that we want. Because here's the thing, if you don't get out of that energy of what you had or where you were, what you like, these kind of things, if you don't get out of that energy, then you will end up many times getting the same person that you already had. Now it might be not the exact same person, but you will get the same energy. And so that's not what you want. If it didn't work out, then that's not what you want. And so a lot of times what I'm seeing is that people rush out and they start, trying to find somebody, especially if you were coming out of a long marriage. Because a lot of times what I learned is that people that got married young, a lot of times you get married again and again and again until you find your person, because in your mind it's like that you're supposed to be married. And so one of the things that I share is that for me, I knew I needed to talk to somebody. So I went and I got some therapy. I found me a therapist and I spoke to her, and it was an amazing time. And I was so grateful because I was so angry. And for me, I wasn't really angry at the fact that we were getting divorced because I was wanting that. I was angry so much more so at the way that he did it. That was really what it was. Of course, I had my own expectations of how it would happen, but he did it in such a nasty way to me. And so I was really angry at him for that. And then how, I felt like he was treating our children. So that was something that I had to deal with. And I wanted to go and get some help on that. So I found a therapist that I could talk to. And I actually did go to some therapy sessions, which were really helpful for me. And so I'm saying that because so many people in, the color community, I'm saying, color community, because lots of us in the color community do not go and get checked on about our mental health. And sometimes you got to go get that stuff checked. And sometimes you got to get you some help. You might need to get some medicine. You might need to get some therapy. You might need to talk to somebody, however it works for you. You might need to get you a healer, however it works, whatever it is that you need to get it. But it's been frowned upon in our communities so much that I definitely want to hit on that, because sometimes you need, to talk to somebody that's not in your family, or not your mama, or not your daddy, or not your kids, or, not your brother, sister, whoever. You need to talk to somebody that is trained in that area. So for me, some of the things that I shared with him and I'm going to share today is that, I began to date myself. I took a whole year off, and, that's not for everybody. And I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just sharing what I did and what worked for me. So I took a whole year off from dating. I didn't date anybody for a year after. I didn't date anybody. And I wasn't sure I could do it. And to be honest, I didn't set out to do that. I just knew that I needed to take time for me. I didn't need to be involved with anybody else. I didn't need to have any more relationships. I just needed to do me. So that's what I did. I started just doing me. And I started dating myself. I started taking myself out to dinner. Just me taking myself out to dinner. I like sports. So I went to a lot of sports bars after that. And I would go and take myself out to the sports bar, get me something to eat, get me a glass of wine or some beer or whatever I was drinking that night. And I would have that and I would enjoy myself, and I started learning how to enjoy my own company. Because, after that long of a time, you're just kind of used to what you used to. And for me, because I got married so young, I got married at 19. I felt like I had absorbed into, him and, our kids and all the things that we did in the church and all the different things. So I started really kind of stepping back from a lot of that so that I could focus on the healing that I needed, the healing that I required, the healing that had to come through me, and so I started doing that. And so I would take myself out. I would take myself to the beach, by myself. Sometimes I would go, I work night shift. So sometimes I would go in the morning when I got off, which was about a 2-hour drive. So I would drive to the beach in the morning when I got off and I would, put the seat back on the beach and take a nap, especially if it was, like in the winter or cooler, so whatever. So I would put my seat back and take a nap, like sleep for a couple of hours in the car. And then I would get up and go and sit on the beach. Sometimes I would journal or write, um, all of these things. And it helped me to clear my head a lot and to get beyond myself, because that was one of the things that I knew that I needed to do, was to get beyond myself. And so as I began to do that and I began to date, I even took myself out. Yeah, I would do that. Sometimes I would just drive to the next town, and just, see some different things. It might be someplace I had never been, or I like art museums. So sometimes I would go to the art museum and just spend, a couple of hours in the art museum looking at all the beautiful art, but these are just some of the things that I did to date myself. I did that thing. I would date myself and I would, do things that I enjoyed. And I would do some things that, maybe I didn't do, while I was in that relationship, because maybe he didn't like that or whatever, and it was different things. And so those are some of the things that I suggest to people when they are in that space where they're getting out of relationship, or they're breaking up or they're getting divorced or, however it works. But, suffice it to say that when you start dating yourself and you start sitting with yourself and seeing what it is that you desire, that is the major part of that. Seeing what it is that you desire and what you want, because so many times I have had clients that, they don't even know what they want. And that usually is the first thing that we spend time with in any of my programs or services. We spend time with you discovering who you are. And so when you're in the middle of a relationship breakup or a divorce or whatever you call it, an annulment, whatever it is, if you're in the middle of that type of breakup, then you want to begin to date yourself and learn about who you are before you start dating other people, before you jump out there in the pond. Because a lot of times what happens is you jump right from the frying pan into the fire, and many times you go and you get the same thing that you had, because maybe you like them tall, dark, and handsome, or maybe you like them tall, light and blonde, maybe you have preferences for what it is that you desire. And so when you do that, let me see where I was going with that. You have preferences for what you desire. And then what happens is a lot of times, because you haven't healed or because you haven't decided what it is that you want, then you don't get it. Number one, you don't get it. Number two, you ended up getting the same energy, or really I say the same man or the same woman that you already had. And then you wonder why later it doesn't work. Or you look up and you're like, oh my God, he's just like him or just like her, they're just the same. I don't know, how did I get, involved with this situation when I knew that was not what I wanted? Because if it was what I wanted, I'd still be with that one, And so you want to take that time to heal. You want to take that time to date yourself. You want to take that time to journal and write down and listen to the Holy Spirit when they speak to you about, things that were going on within that relationship, so that you can heal some of those things. Because a lot of times what happens is those things come up later if you don't heal them, because we push them down, we repress them and we push them down. But then what happens is they come up later. They come up later. They come in, it's like they rear their ugly head, and they come up later for you, even though, you're not with that person or whatever, but you haven't healed that part of you. And so to me, when you begin to start dating you, instead of looking for the next online dating thing, or going to match.com or eHarmony or Tinder or wherever you, Plenty of Fish or wherever it is that you go to find people and meet people, you just begin to love on you and begin to date you and treat you like you want to be treated. Because what that does is it sets up the energy so that the person that is supposed to be with you, or your soulmate, your person, will begin to actually respond telepathically to your energy. And it's going to set it up where you're going to meet them, because, the law of attraction, you attract what you put your energy on. And so when you begin to, really love on you, and then also what this does as well is it shows that other person that you treat yourself good, so they gonna have to treat you good. It sets up that type of serendipity is what I like to call it. But it sets it up because, you already draw the line in the sand, and you let the people know what it is that you desire. And you also let them know that, I treat myself good, so I don't really need you. I really don't like that, to use that kind of stuff. But, the thing is you teach people how to treat you, and you do that by showing them how you treat yourself. So if you're a person that takes care of yourself, you take care of your skin, you take care of your hair, everything, you also take care of your inner self, like you start meditating, and you start really, diving into God, source, universe, whatever it is, whatever that is for you, the God of your own understanding. You start diving into that. You start diving into your higher self and knowing that you are worthy. When you start to get that, and you start to really, really own into that, because y'all, divorce and breakups are hard. It's not easy. But when you start honing into that, and you start really diving in, and you start really deciding or setting the intention that you're going to heal this thing, so that you don't go into these other relationships and end up, with another crazy person like maybe you had before. This is especially true of people that seem to attract narcissists. It's like you have one, and then you have another, and then you have another. And that's kind of your pattern, because you haven't healed that. You haven't taken time to, discover who you are and what you want, and, and see yourself as being worthy and beautiful of having a worthy, beautiful, wonderful relationship. So, so I hope that this has been helpful to, people that are in this space of, breaking up from relationships, or, moving forward, trying to really attract that ideal partner that you are looking for, and because what it is once you begin to heal yourself, then, that partner will be attracted to the healed version of you, which is what you want. You don't want anybody that's attracted to the broken version of you, even though you still can be, it takes healing is not linear, and it is a journey, and it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, because as healed as I thought I was, even after I got married to my soulmate, to the man that, loves me with all his heart, and that I love with all my heart, even after I, took that step and got married, there were still things that I had to heal. And even today, still 7 years later, there are still things that I am healing, that I, maybe thought I had healed from the other relationship. And I had, like I said, I've done a lot of work. I have been working consistently, on my healing for probably the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years. And so, but I want to say to you that, another thing that I believe is important is for you to give yourself grace and to forgive yourself. Because many times, we start looking back and we think, oh my God, he was like that or she was like that. And I saw it and I just glossed it over. I forgave it. I thought she would change. I thought he would change. All of these things are, things that go through our minds. And so, one of the other things that I found important was, forgiving myself. I had to forgive myself for choosing that man, because, he wasn't the one. And even also for staying with him as long as I did. I had to forgive myself because that was something that, was huge for me, because I knew that God had forgiven me, because as soon as you ask, God forgives you, so that wasn't a thing for me. I didn't worry about that. It was me forgiving me, because I felt stupid and I felt dumb, and I felt used, and all of these things. And there were so many different emotions that I went through along the journey. And so I know that that is something that, that's difficult. That is difficult. So, but I wanted to just come on here and share that, because I know that a lot of people are dealing with that now, a lot of people. And I think a lot of the pandemic actually helped a lot of people to move forward in, getting free from whatever type of oppression that they were dealing with within their relationships. Or, it could have just been that, maybe you grew apart, or maybe, you weren't going in the same direction, or maybe you were unequally yoked, which happens many times. You're with somebody that, you guys are not even on the same wavelength, but you don't realize that, because, you jumped up and you ran out and you started, doing things with the unhealed version of you. So as you begin to heal, and as you begin to move forward in your life, you've taken time out and you've taken time to date you, taking time to love on you, taking time to forgive you, taking time to get your journal and write some things out. Because one of the things that writing does is it allows you to explore your feelings in a way that is not judgmental, because you're writing for you. You're not sharing it with the world, none of that stuff. You're writing for you. So as you begin to, go through this healing journey, if you are looking for support in that area, reach out and send me a DM. I'm actually considering doing a masterclass, or not a masterclass, a workshop on healing, post divorce and breakup and all that kind of stuff. Because even if you didn't marry the person, if you've been with somebody a long time, that's still a hurtful thing, because it feels like you were married. If you've been with somebody forever, that was never something that I did much of. I didn't have I just wasn't I just didn't feel that. I just wasn't that type of person that wanted to be living with somebody for 10 and 12, 15 years and stuff. I just couldn't do it without being married to him, you know? Yeah, because you gonna buy the cow. That's how that goes with me. But that's, like I said, that is me. That's my experience. And I'm not, saying that, you need to do it, or, or that's how it's got to be done or anything like that. No, no, no. No, it's up to you, according to you, how you want to live your life. So I'm just grateful, for the opportunity to share this from the healed version of me, from the version of me that, healed to the point of where I stopped attracting the same man. I stopped attracting the same energy, and I really took that time, to love on me and to do things that, I wanted to do. Go places and do things, like I like to, I'm a little, you know, I like to play, air hockey, and I like to play ping pong, and I'm a little competitive. I like to, I like to do, different things, and so I started doing that. And then I began to compete with me, not anybody else, not compare myself to anybody else, compare myself to me, to the me I was yesterday. Because every day I desire to improve. Every day I improve. Every day I get better and better. And so this is the space that you want to get to, where you know that you are improving, or you know that you have improved. And every day you want to get better and better. Every day. So every day I say, and I know that I get better and better in every area of my life, because that is where I have set and placed my intention. I said that I get better using my gifts. I get better in that area. I just get better and better, and I improve every single day. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm actually creating a Patreon community, and I would love it for your support there. I have um, um, subscriptions starting at $10, or maybe $5. I think I have a subscription starting at $5. So if you would like to join me there, just keep following me and look out. I'll be creating some posts and stuff about it. I'll probably drop it also in the comments of this video for those of you that come back and catch the replay. As soon as I am done with it, because I've been working on it a little bit, because I actually created it a while ago, but I feel now that it's time to bring it forth, so that people can, join. So again, and then if you are at the space where you are looking for support in this area and you would like to have a session with me, also you can send me a DM, or you can drop session in the comments. So if that's something that you are looking for, and you like what I'm saying, and you would like to have some support in that area, that's what I'm here for, because I am an intuitive healer and also a psychic medium. So if you're looking for those type of services, those are included in my session. So again, thank you so much for hanging out, and also be on the lookout, because there's some big things coming. And I'm super excited and grateful that you guys are in my world and that you've joined me today. And thank you so much for those of you that hit the replay. Make sure you hit #replay so that I can acknowledge you and appreciate you for watching. So again, thank you so much for joining. And those of you that are spiritual entrepreneurs, if you would like to come on my show, Straight Outta Savannah, I would love to have you. Because I am interviewing spiritual entrepreneurs. And for those of you that are small businesses or authors, I would love to have you join us as sponsors, because I'm looking for sponsorships for my show, because y'all better get on the ground floor, because it's going to be huge. I already see it, because I'm coming for Oprah. So anyway, thank y'all for hanging out with me. I hope everything is lovely in your world and that your day is magical. If not, why not? Create your own magic. Create your magic with the words that come out of your mouth. Speak life to your body, to your cells, to your soul. And also, if you would like to join me in either of my groups, Spiritual Not Religious, if you are at a space where you are coming into a spiritual awakening and you're coming from deep religion, and you need some support in that area, come and join us in Spiritual Not Religious. If you are wanting to join me in the healing circle, because that is my other group, join me there. And I will drop the links to both of those groups in the comments. But yeah, so we're doing some amazing things. And I also have a power hour that I do on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So if that is something that you are looking for, we're doing community. I do healing work and some channeling as well in that particular container. So that is something that we have just started. I think I did my first one this week. So I'm going to, I've committed to doing it on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time, because that's the time the people in my group said was a good time. So you can join me there. And that I also have an event already for that as well too. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, for joining me here. I hope that your day is magical and lovely, and that you have an amazing time. And again, my name is Tammy Morrison. You can follow me here on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram, which I am live right now as well. You can also follow me on YouTube because I'm live on YouTube as well. And I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch some videos because I am working on getting monetized. So I would love that help. And if you would like to join me on Patreon, I'll be dropping the link as well in the comments. And you can also, if you desire to have a session with me, you can also put in the comment section, and then I can reach out to you and chat with you, and we can see what it is that I can help you with. So again, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and your day is magical. And I will be back on again probably maybe tomorrow. I'm not gonna promise tomorrow. Definitely on Sunday for Sunday services, I'll be back on. And if you're on TikTok, I'll be probably on there later tonight as well. So join me there if you're on TikTok as Intuitive Tammy. I think Intuitive Tammy is the page that I'll be on tonight. So again, thank you for hanging out with me. It's been lovely. Bye now.